Happy New Year, nigga. 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 Happy New Year, nigga.
Who are you?
What?
Who are you? The CIA? NSA? You military? Who do you work for? Who do you work for? Who are you?
I'm just...
Has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. Nigga, I talk facts. What, deny what, nigga? Give me that, nigga. I don't know what to do.
Oh!
God, really? Really? Okay. Okay. Do I want to waste my time or no?
I'll turn the music down. What you said, man?
Yeah, can we please turn the jungle music down?
The jungle music.
And whenever you're ready to turn it down.
Can you make something better than this?
Actually, I don't have to make anything better than it, but I do listeners.
You little shit. Where's your mama at, bro?
You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell. This is hell. This is hell.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Then strangled them, and finally dismembered their bodies.
Right.
Then do but homelessness and all that.
And now, the voice you've been waiting for.
There is a secret zone at the center of the world, and its sound is like razors through flesh. I'm here to turn up the volume.
In every one of these episodes I do, without fail, there is something that I forget to at least mention. And then I have an entire week to stew about it and kick myself over it. And then in my Farewell to 2025 episode, I had multiple weeks to regret not talking about the 2026 bingo card. What can I say? Mistakes were made. So if any of you have good suggestions for possible squares on that bingo card, drop them down in the comments. Let's see what we can come up with. And the truth is, I'm not so much of a gambler. I might be pretty pissed off if I was, because the US making a move on Venezuela would be something I would definitely have on my bingo card. And had I bet on it, I'd have gotten screwed over Polymarket deciding to mince words and say, well, technically it's not an invasion. I mean, our military goes in, physically removes the head of state, and then you have our president and commander-in-chief of our military forces saying that we run the country. Just saying, had I been one of those people who placed one of those yes bets, I would be pissed.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Wait, did you bet on that?
No, of course not.
Oh, shit. Have you tried writing them a strongly worded email, to see if that helps? But anyway, in this article it did mention that somebody made a specific $30,000 bet that Maduro would be removed by the end of January, and getting almost $500,000 for winning that. I'm sure that's just a coincidence and a lucky guess, and they probably don't work for the State Department. And I gotta admit, while I was totally expecting something to go down as far as the US moving on Venezuela, details and specifics of what went down still caught me by surprise. I mean, regardless of how I feel about what's happened, which I've got extremely mixed feelings about, to be able to just go in with Apaches and Chinooks and just snatch up Maduro and get out of there without losing a single soldier?
Good night. Happy New Year.
That actually was pretty funny.
And regardless of how anyone feels about this, the memes are undeniably hilarious. But the question remains, what comes next? This moment almost feels reminiscent of George W.'s mission accomplished speech. Yeah, sure, we toppled their entire government in short order, and yet it was 3 years after that that I had to deploy to Iraq. So we've removed Maduro, and pretty much everybody else from the regime is still in charge there. And look, maybe this turns out okay. I'm just saying that ain't a given. And I still remain very skeptical that embedded forces within the military and intelligentsia, and the possibility that this could still be a setup, an entrapment leading to a Bay of Pigs style embarrassment or a Vietnam style quagmire. What if this operation was just meant to build confidence both in the American people and in Trump that have the capabilities to pull off basically any kind of seemingly impossible feat? Anybody who thinks that they can condense that down into something that could fit in a bingo square, please drop that in the comments. And it's not like I want this to go bad just so I can be right. I'd rather be wrong. But when I see Trump standing on Air Force One side by side with Lindsey fucking Graham, who looks happier than I've ever seen him before, it just doesn't give me a good feeling in my stomach.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Something else that you may or may not have had on your 2026 bingo cards is another George Floyd type incident leading to another Summer of Love. I've actually had this on my bingo card for the last 2 years, and while it wouldn't have been too hard to predict that this would be an incident involving either ICE or ICE protesters, I wasn't exactly expecting it to happen within a mile of where the George Floyd incident occurred, or that this time it would be a white woman.
But she was a lesbian.
Yeah, I guess they said, well, that'll have to do. Any port in a fucking storm.
Right?
Right.
Right.
And now we've got all these newly minted use of force experts taking the different videos from different angles and slowing them down, saying shit like, oh, look, she was turning the wheels away, and that means... And we're just pretending like this type of incident has never happened before. For at least the past decade, if you find yourself in a situation where you're behind the wheel of a vehicle and police are telling you get the fuck out of the car and they've got their guns drawn, doing anything other than what the fuck they're telling you to do is risking your own life. And it's one thing to have a conversation over whether or not that's the way it should be. I personally am not a fan of how militarized the police have gotten. But whether it's the feds, state police, or local yokel Barney Fife types, that's just the way it's been. If cops are telling you, get out of your vehicle and you try to drive away, and that direction is anywhere near the direction of where a police officer is, you don't have to run them over, you don't even have to hit them. They can and probably will open fire. I've heard some silly takes, I've heard some crazy takes. I think this one is probably by far my favorite.
I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you?
Oh, I remember all right.
Do you remember what our response was?
Yes.
Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay.
Wait, what?
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Technically, that's true. You didn't act like it was okay. You acted like it was good. Does she really think that nobody remembers all the fucking celebrations? I mean, that was less than 6 months ago, for fuck's sake.
Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity?
No, a child. And she does a little fake crying at the end. She really is too much. I also remember just after Charlie Kirk got shot, when you had one of these protesters open fire on an ICE van and hit a bunch of illegals inside of it. Something else that I'm sure they would love for the public to conveniently forget. And there was a seemingly endless number of videos of calls to violence from the left, going back to even before Charlie Kirk got shot.
Okay, guys, so I would like to start a new movement called MAGA, because people like that respond to fear and terror and aggression, not logic and empathy and, I don't know, intelligence. It doesn't work for them. So fear works. So if we all get our guns and use our Second Amendment right and our common sense, at this point this administration is begging us to rise up and revolt. And you see somebody with a MAGA hat, pew pew. That's what we do. That's the way. It's the only way. Put them back in their basements, make them scared again to be racist, homophobic, and terrible, just awful fucking pieces of shit. Because I would way rather live next to immigrants than MAGA people. MAGA people deserve to be terrified and scared to walk in the streets because they should know that real Americans are gonna kill them.
That right there, that was in August. That was the month before Charlie Kirk's assassination. And then, of course, right after what happened in Minneapolis, you had 2 people in Portland get shot in a car ramming incident. And the news bending over backwards, doing everything they can to not mention the alleged Tren Aragua affiliation.
Oh, there's a fucking surprise.
And from Portland to Minneapolis to New York, even down here in South Florida, you've got these protests going on. And especially in Minnesota, this is a godsend for somebody like Tim Walz. Because now everybody's talking about this and not about the Somali fraud. And now people like Tim Walz and the mayor of Minneapolis are grandstanding and at the same time trying to play the good cop and tell everybody, oh, this is what the government wants for us to get violent, so we've got to stay peaceful. Because they know no matter what they say, what's going to end up happening. So at the end of it, they want to be able to say, oh, well, look, I called for peace. And now you got these knuckleheads trying to set up another autonomous zone in Minneapolis like the Chaz and Chop in Seattle in 2020. And it was surreal watching the weekend network news shows. And they've got all these people on making sure to articulate that the vast majority of these protesters are peaceful. It's fucking deja vu. And now the only question is what comes next? A well-coordinated deadly attack on ICE agents someplace? Or a well-coordinated deadly attack on ICE protesters blamed on either ICE or right-wing counter-protesters? Which, if that's the case, expect the details to be pretty fucking sketchy as per usual. But either way, we get to ratchet up the tensions and escalate the violence, and blood begets blood. And magically, the same people that just a couple years ago were saying that civilians don't need gun ownership are all of a sudden saying, oh, this is what our Second Amendment was given to us for, to resist tyranny. And a lot of these freakouts are kind of entertaining to watch, but you gotta keep in mind, these people are fucking serious.
Where are them AK fucking good old boys? Where are you at? The ones that like to stick guns up your asses because you love them so much? Where the fuck y'all at today, huh? Where are you at today? We need weapons to protect us from a hostile takeover. Where the fuck y'all at today?
You can tell he's been practicing his crazy guy face in the mirror.
Pussies. Fucking cowards. Chicken shit lit dick little bitch boys. Every single one of these motherfuckers who pretends like they give a fuck about freedom, but really you just want to circle jerk with your guys in a fucking tree stand in the middle of the woods because you can't accept that you're fucking gay? So you need a wife to beat to prove that you're a fucking man? I hope every single one of you rots in fucking hell. I hope this is the year that you suffer the way you fucking deserve. Because every single one of you motherfuckers that voted for this, you deserve hell.
Doesn't it seem like it's almost always somebody sitting in their car and screaming and calling everybody on the right cowards and trying to hype people up to go to war? It really takes a special kind of stupid, because the people that you're inciting violence against aren't the kind of people who go out to the gun range so they can practice looking cool while firing.
I ain't hit a damn thing. You ain't hit shit.
It be like this sometimes, bro.
The safest thing in that room is the target.
Or practicing tactics that are about as functionally useful as Bill Gates' floppy titties. I see so many of these videos where motherfuckers can't even hit a target. And you contrast that with people on the right who take going to the range seriously. Not only is their training solely focused on building skill, they've been doing it for a lot longer. And I've reached a point where I really don't even waste my time pondering ways that we could try to avoid things escalating to a full-blown armed conflict. Perhaps I was naive to ever think that was a possibility, but at this point it should be obvious to everyone that we have clearly passed the point of no return. These wild-eyed little crazy shits that are calling for blood all over social media. There's no way they're backing down, and the more I listen to them flap their dick suckers, the more it makes me want to put back on my Trump vest. I made this shit back in 2020, and for more than 5 years, basically everywhere I went, I wore this. And in a place like South Florida, you'd think I'd get a hell of a lot more flack than I got. I got a ton of love. But about 5 months ago, I reached a point where I was so fucking disillusioned with what I saw going on that I decided to hang it up for a while and throw back on one of my older vests. But the events of the past week has got me the closest I've been in months wanting to throw back on that Trump vest just to see if anybody dares come at me the way they talk on the internet. I mean, I know they almost certainly won't. That's how internet tough guys are. And speaking of internet tough guys, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Bongino the Clown. Now that he's left his post as Deputy Director of the FBI, he's on a new mission. He's going to war with the Black Pillars.
The thing about black pillars, where everything sucks all the time, is they're like, well, we're demanding accountability, but you're not great. So am I. That you're endlessly complaining about things you don't know anything about.
Oh,
like
fuck
that's
you.
all you do. Like he'll shut down the border, 10 people across the month. Why wasn't it 0? Okay. Well, can you just acknowledge going from 1 million to 10 is a big deal?
You sound like an asshole.
So that's the first example that comes to mind, huh? People being needlessly pessimistic about the border? I mean, first of all, the fucking border has nothing to do with you or the FBI. And that's probably the one issue that the most critical of us disillusioned MAGA haven't been complaining about. Or to put it another way,
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That way, and there's a cost to that. And the cost you see is in, polling numbers around the midterms.
Fuck you.
oh, there it is. You really think we care about your little fuck-ass midterms or your political party?
The economy's motoring, 4% growth. But the black pill complaining and whining all the time about the administration, it's just like, man, what team are you on? Holy Moses.
Embarrassing. Yes, what team are you on? I'm on Team America, Danny boy, while you are clearly Team Fuckhead. At this point, it doesn't even matter whether he was always full of shit and never intended to really do anything, or he got in there and it was just such an impossible task, or maybe they threatened to kill you and your family. Doesn't matter to me. If you really thought you were gonna go in there and drain the swamp and not get the lives of you and your family threatened, then you were too fucking stupid and naive to ever really be able to accomplish anything anyway. But now all of a sudden he's the big bad tough guy again. Sorry, but when you sat there and told everybody that Epstein killed himself, there was no trafficking to elites, all of a sudden he wasn't an intelligence asset, you signed on to protecting fucking pedos, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, you joined Team Fuckhead. And now you think you're just gonna be able to go back to doing your little fucking show and pretend like you and Cash cleaned up the FBI? And anybody that points out that you're clearly full of shit, oh, well, just block them. I mean, does he really think that he's gonna be able to retain anything other than a tiny fraction of the credibility and respect and reputation that he had? So in that way, I guess he did accomplish one thing while he was in the FBI. He completely and totally destroyed himself. And I actually feel sorry for you, except for the whole protecting child predators thing. You should have never signed on if you weren't willing to go all the way.
That was some bitch nigga shit.
And one of the reasons why people aren't ever gonna let that go is because that case was one of those snapshots, a peek behind the curtain into the way the world actually fucking works. So when operations like Epstein and Diddy get swept under the rug, it's unforgivable. That blackmail material is still being used, and there are undoubtedly other operations like that still ongoing. And it's not like it's a huge surprise the lack of any meaningful actions being taken by the likes of Pam Bondi.
Oh yeah, the bitch!
A creature born out of the Bushite wing of the Republican Party. But if you think all these MAGA people who never considered themselves to be Republicans or necessarily conservative, but wanted some actual transparency and accountability, You think we're just gonna fall in fucking line?
No, man. Shit, no, man.
Because of this, oh, what team are you on bullshit? Well, if you're not with us, then you're with the left. It's just like that George W. Bush bullshit of you're either with us or you're with the terrorists. And that shit ain't gonna fly. And we're not gonna be placated by some low-level people getting prosecuted. Or shit like this. Oh, there's a grand jury impounded on Florida to investigate the conspiracy against Trump. See, that's what they're trying to do. The only actions that they're taking, going after Comey and Bolton and Letitia James, they're only going to do something as it relates to the fake right-left paradigm. So they can say, wow, look at what we've done. This is retribution. And so far they've even managed to fuck that up. Totally accidentally, I'm sure. But they probably will at some point scrape out some low-level sacrificial lambs to prosecute. And meanwhile, it changes nothing. And the one encouraging note is that it seems like fewer and fewer people are still buying into the partisan bullshit.
I got something to show you, Bert.
What is it? Is it titties?
Nope, a flashbang.
And now, the weekly flashbang.
People want to defeat this new world order, but no one is offering solutions. The solutions are here. We just need to change our habits. Instead of fake news, do your own research. Instead of big box stores, support your local farmer's market. Instead of Gmail, use Proton. Instead of Chrome, use Brave. Instead of Amazon, use Public Square. Instead of pills, use plants. Instead of ChatGPT, use your brain. Instead of porn, build a family. Instead of investing in tech stocks, invest in gold or real estate. Instead of blindly buying from propped-up brands, research who owns it and only buy from brands that share your values. Instead of acquiescing to ridiculous mandates, stand up for yourself. Instead of being silent, speak up. Instead of giving in to fear, give in to love and opportunity. At the end of the day, we have the power. And by going for the easy, convenient choice that was carefully laid in front of us, we're always going to make the enemy stronger. If we all just make a little effort, that's how we can change the world.
I was starting to think maybe you didn't have anything this week.
I waited so we could maybe finish on a more positive note.
Yeah, I can definitely appreciate that. Especially because usually by now, a vast majority of people that made New Year's resolutions have already abandoned them. As if the changing of a calendar year is the only time where you can make changes to better yourself. It's gonna be going on 13 years this year that I just stopped eating fast food. No Burger King, no McDonald's, no Wendy's, no Taco Bell, no KFC. I even gave up Chick-fil-A once I realized what the fuck was in their breading. And that wasn't a change I made at the beginning of the year. It was like the middle of May. I just woke up one day and decided, fuck that. These people are never gonna get another fucking dime out of me. Not ever. These little changes we can make to better ourselves and the lives of us and those around us, it's easy to rationalize the apathy by saying, oh, well, it's not like that's gonna change the world. But it's a choice between being a product of your environment or having your environment be the product of you, even if only in some small ways. And every day, whether we realize it or not, we make choices to that effect. Sláinte.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand? So say good night to the bad guy. 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 Come on. Come on. say goodnight to the bad guy. So say goodnight. So say goodnight. So say goodnight to the bad guy. So say goodnight to the bad guy. So say goodnight. So say goodnight. So say goodnight to the bad guy. I told you, don't fuck with me. 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 You stupid fuck. Look at you now. Look at you now.
I work with retards.